Good morning. Today we have Matt Hall, WERA Motorcycle Road Racing Formula One racer. Good morning, Matt Hall.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good, good. Yeah, real good, actually. Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. So, tell us a little bit about Formula One and heavy twins. What's the difference?
So heavyweight twins is pretty much V twin, 1000cc up. Formula One is a mixture of everything. It's no displacement limit. So with my bike, I run a 1198 Ducati. It's really hard to find a class for that bike because of the displacement. So I have to run in heavyweight and Formula One. And I could run it in a super bike, but then I just get destroyed by all the fast guys. But yeah, I mean, the heavyweight is just big V twin bikes. You know, you got some smaller V twin bikes like the SV 650 that run out there, and the kids that run those bikes are stupid fast. But it's awesome. I've been riding V twins for years at this point now, so I can't see myself doing anything else.
Yeah, so your national and your regional championships, right? What's the difference between national and regional?
So national, it's the whole country. So in November at the GNF, everybody comes together for one last race, and that's your national event. They have an endurance race, and then they have a 3-day race. So from Thursday to Sunday, we're racing, and it's all the fastest guys from all over the country show up. And when I say they're fast, they are ridiculously fast. Now regional is I race in the Southeast region, which is Georgia, Alabama, and South Carolina. And with regional, you don't really get like an award. Like I have an award for the national championships, but regional, it's just a bragging rights. It's just to say I'm number one or number two. So
And that's all with the WERA on the national level and the regional, or is that two separate entities?
no, that's all one. Yeah, that's WERA, and it's all one. It's all one organization.
So weird. They've been around since what, like the 70s, right?
I think 60s actually. I'm not. I'd have to
Okay.
look, but I'm not 100% sure. They've been around for a while.
Yeah, they go way back and stuff. So how long have you been racing?
Oh, I started in July of 22, so not very long.
What got you into racing? You just
Well,
woke up and wanted to ride a Ducati, or?
no, trying to race a Ducati is like shooting yourself in the foot because it's an Italian and it breaks all the time. Um, I've been track riding since 2008, and yeah, I started track riding. I love riding on the racetrack. Yeah, I kept doing it, and then I talked to my good friend Jamie Doherty over at Doherty Motorsports, and he'd raced previously, and then he and I talked about getting into it. Then he started back racing, and then I eventually just decided to take the plunge into it and actually go be competitive with it. And then it's there's a difference between track riding and then actually racing. With track riding, you're just out there for fun. You're just out there, tooling around the racetrack, having fun, trying not to run anybody. With racing, it's just as soon as you get out there, you have to go 100%, or I have to go 100% anyway.
Yeah, what's the average like time length of your race?
Well, it depends on the track. So, like with Barber, it was 8 laps. Like with Little Tally, it's was 10, and I think Roebling, our last race was at Roebling, and that was, I want to say 6. So it just depends on the length of the track. The smaller the track, the more laps we get. And yeah, like I think the regional, or excuse me, the GNF, was 8th. They ended up adding 2 laps to the GNF, which at Barber, 8 laps. That's a lot.
Nice. So what's your best time got you at right now for your national level?
Well, my best time at Barber, I believe, was a 144, which is pretty slow. I know people in the novice group that I'm in were doing like 136s, so that's pretty slow for Barber. This past November at Roebling, I did a 123. So
Oh,
you know,
nice.
yeah, got a lot of improvement to do. This year was really rough with the bike. I bought the bike in December, and I bought it from Copart, so it was a wrecked bike, and we put it back together and had a lot of issues. Had issues with ECU. The bike wouldn't rev over 8,500. Suspension issues. The shock didn't have any nitrogen in it, and so it would do. Every time you come out of the corner, it would try to slide. It would spin the back tire up, and it really it fought me the whole year. And then finally, at the GNF, Jamie and we finally figured it out and got it working right. And then, at Roebling was able to really, wring its neck. And, it's a fast bike now that it's all sorted out, but it took a long time to get there.
Yeah, buddy, that's a nice bike, the Ducati. I think everybody would like to have a Ducati.
Oh yeah, they're great machines. I mean, I love it. The power alone. So I rode on a Honda, an RC51 for years and years and years. And to put it in perspective, the RC51 makes about 130-ish horsepower and weighs about 430 pounds, where the 1198 puts out about 160-ish horsepower and weighs in like 390s. So, it's a big difference between the two bikes. So when I jumped from that to the Ducati, it was just blew my mind, because oh wow, I'm not even used to this. This is this is a lot of bike. And then especially for the first race, I had rode the bike for about 15 minutes, and then we threw it in the trailer and drove all the way to Alabama to race it. So that was a rude awakening.
Yeah, that's a big difference from a Yamaha to a Ducati. But you've been racing so long, I'm sure it'll take you nothing to handle that thing the right way.
Yeah, I mean, it's just physical fitness is a big part of it. So you're constantly wrestling with the bike to get it to turn, to get it to do what you want it to do, and then just getting on the brakes is very hard. Accelerating is hard on you. So a lot of physical fitness is if anybody wanted to get into track riding or racing, that's one thing I tell them to prioritize is physical fitness. Stamina, your endurance. It's gotta hold up, because whenever the first race I did, by lap 3 I was gassed out. I was just I was having a hard time holding onto the bars. So after that really set it in motion where I needed to get fit or get out of it.
What are you doing besides racing? Are you pretty much racing 24/7 now, or you got some other stuff going on? Or
well, the season's over right now. The new season doesn't begin until February, and we're going to skip the first round and go to Roebling, because first round's at Tally, and Tally's a very small track and doesn't work for us. But as of right now, the bike's in pieces, and I'm just doing the 9 to 5 and just working out a lot.
getting ready for next year. When the season's over, when's the season start again?
It starts February. I want to say it's second week in February, I believe. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but it's going to be at Talladega Motorsports, which is in Moody, Alabama, and Yeah, like I said, that track, it just doesn't work for my bike. I mean, there's guys that go fast on it, but for some reason, I just can't click with that track. Um, so that's why I'm just going to skip it and then go back to Roebling in March.
Nice. So, what what are you doing like besides so you're working out, you're trying to stay fit. Now you said you got your Ducati all in pieces now. Like are you getting it ready for your next season or how does that work? You just getting to know
Yeah,
your bike
so
or
so what it is I crashed it at Road Atlanta, which was a stupid mistake on my part, but I crashed in turn 12. So the bodywork was pretty busted up, but we kept riding it to the end of the year. So it's got new bodywork. It's getting valves adjusted, belts done, and any other stuff. Yeah, it's just pretty much going through it. That bike lives such a hard life that just going through it, making sure it's all right for Roebling.
and is Road Wing, is that a national race or
No, it's a regional. Yeah, there's only one national, and that's going to be at Barber Motorsports Park. And I believe I said that
okay.
was November, but it's October.
So you guys have one race for national and then one race for so you guys race all year, but then you only have one race like that's like the championship race.
Yep. You get one shot at it. So in October, you got 4 days. You got Thursday, which is your practice day, and then Friday, which is your endurance round, and then Saturday and Sunday. So yep, if you crash or your bike
So you
breaks, I think something happened. Oh, there we go.
so you guys are pretty much just prepping all year, all season for that one race.
Yeah, so it's pretty much your points. Your every race you do, you accrue X amount of points, and so when you show up there, there's guys from all over the country. You might not have never seen them, but they're coming out of California, Colorado, Michigan, everywhere. They're coming everywhere, and these guys, are really fast, like some of the fastest out there. And then not to mention, you're racing on the same track with some Moto America riders, which they're on a whole nother level too.
So your regional races are pretty much keeping you up to par for your big races. It's keeping you
Yeah,
busy
I mean,
and ready to
yeah,
compete.
yeah, they're, I guess you could almost say it's honing your skill for the big one. Regional still counts, regional, like I said, it's bragging rights, I can pull it up on the computer and brag, but at the end, yeah, it's your nationals that you, or the way what I think of it is, it's nationals that really count, that really make the difference.
So you took second, I believe, at your last national
Third, I got third in heavyweight.
in heavyweight.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Nice.
Yep. And fourth in Formula One, which the heavyweight wasn't a bad race. I had a pretty bad start. I popped the clutch, so I did a little wheelie off the start, and then fought with the guy all the way to the end, and we ended up banging elbows at the end and pulled out the third. But Formula One, that was a very dramatic race. I think in the warm up lap, we had one guy crash, and then by lap 5, I believe it was, we had 5 bikes down, and they ended up red flagging the race, and we just called it after that. But yeah, um, I wasn't ready for the Formula One. I'll be honest, because when I got out there, it was absolute chaos. Just keeping up with those guys was insane.
Yeah, Formula One, that's intense. That's pretty much really intense, huh? When you're out there doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, you got all your fast guys out there like Stefano Mesa. He's in Moto America. He is insanely fast, and Zach Hightower, he's insanely fast. So you got all these really fast guys out there, and sometimes it's all you could do just to stay 2 or 3 seconds behind them.
So that dude, he races moto, and you're with WERA, right? So is that two different?
Yeah. So Stefano races in Moto America, which is the highest form of motorcycle racing or road racing in America, and he also goes, in between rounds. He also races in WERA sometimes, and yeah, I mean, Moto America is, I guess you could say WERA is like the amateur leagues, and then Moto America is the professional.
Moto is more what you see on TV now, a lot, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, you see Moto America on TV. Yep.
A lot more than anyone else. So yeah, so you got a chance. Wow, that's pretty amazing. You had a chance to compete with that guy right there. So you guys were only a couple seconds, like, was behind you, or you were in front of him for a little while, or?
Oh, no. He I was behind him the whole time. He is yeah, I wish I had a fraction of his talent to get close to him on the racetrack, but yeah, no, he is extremely fast. I saw him on the starting grid, and then that was it.
And that was it, huh? Nothing but
Yeah,
tire, rear end tire, and smoke, huh?
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, them races. I was watching your video. The video, I have some videos of you racing, and I had to watch the video like 10 times over because it happened. The race is so fast.
Yeah.
Really, it just happens so fast. So I'm gonna try to play a clip of it if I can. I tried to play it already, but if I can play a clip, I got a clip of you racing.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Formula One at Roebling, and they had combined our class with the 600s. So that was an interesting race, being in the mix of everybody. There was only 3 of us in Formula One, and then the rest were in the 600s. So it was like I had fun though. It was a blast, but it was cold there too. I think that might have been Sunday, and it was just freaking cold. That's like 40 degrees for the high.
Oh, this was just like last week then.
No, this was back in November. It was at the end of November, right? The week before Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Right before the season. Yeah, before your season was over.
Yep. And that was the heavyweight twin race where my oil filter decided it didn't want to hold the oil anymore. That actually cost me my first place in the regional. So I was only 3 points behind Ryan Wolf. And yeah, that oil filter, what happened was it started leaking oil or into the belly pan. And when I would get on the brakes for turn 1, the oil would run forward and hit the exhaust. So I ended up getting the meatball flag, and that's what cost me my my first place in the regional.
This last year for 2022, right?
Yep.
Now you got obviously. I mean, you got a pit crew out there with you, right? That travels with you.
Oh no, just family, just kids and wife and friends, and yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you got the family out there. Yeah. you know, if you need, you know, like a new oil pan, or if your oil's leaking or something, you know.
Yeah, they
But
help
that
out a
completely,
lot. You know, with I'm
yeah,
sorry.
that completely shuts down your race, though, right?
Yeah, yeah. When that happens, you're done. You get thrown what's called the meatball flag. It's a black flag with a red dot in it, and you're done. You got to get off the track, and you know, it's a good thing. You know, you don't want to be throwing oil on the racetrack and then causing someone behind you to crash. So, as much as I didn't like it, I don't want to hurt any of my fellow competitors either.
Yeah, you after you get done racing, you want to shake hands, you know, best man won, and walk it off and until the next race. Yeah.
It's a great environment. You could be super competitive on the track, bang bars, cut up underneath somebody, but whenever you come back into the paddock, you can just, your buddies again. There's a there's a lot of people I've raced against that we're cutthroat on the racetrack, but when we're back in the paddock, we're friends again. We have a beer, we hang out, we talk, and eat some food together.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to catching your next race. Now how can I, what is there what TV app, is there an app I can download all your races on and watch them live, like on WERA.com or?
No, WERA doesn't televise it. WERA is very I wouldn't call them a small organization, but they don't televise it. What I'm going to do this year is I've been using like a GoPro 2, it is. Yeah, but I'm going to actually upgrade to a newer GoPro, and I'm going to start putting more stuff out there. That way, people can see it, and that way I end up watching my videos more than anybody else, just looking at like how bad I'm riding.
Yeah, especially for your, you know, for your bike. If something's up with your bike, you can kind of watch the video afterwards.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of it's about body positioning. Body positioning is really critical on the when you're riding. Sometimes you could hang off your lower body more than your upper body, or upper body more than your lower body. It's a constant fight. I've fought with years with correct body positioning, and you know I'm finally getting it handled now, I guess, or getting it worked out. Where having the correct body positioning.
Now, for somebody who never rode a Formula One bike like you, what's the technique like? I mean, when you're riding, like, what do you like if you're just jumping on a bike? How would you like? What's the proper way to ride?
Ooh. So if you're new to riding altogether, is that what you're asking? Like if you're brand new to riding a motorcycle?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're brand new, I would tell you to do some track days. First pick whatever bike you're going to pick. If you're brand new, I would say get like on a 300 or 400 Ninja, and then do track days and do them until you get comfortable with riding. Because a track day is way more laid back than racing. Racing is very competitive, and it's nothing for people to cut up underneath you or come around you, inches to spare. But do that, and then when you do get comfortable riding at speed, then yeah, you would go to WERA or go to whatever organization you want to race with, and then most organizations have a rider school, and then you take the rider school, and then go race. But if if I had any advice for your first race, is just be calm, be cool. I know it's nervous and nerve wracking when you get out on the track and you're surrounded by other guys that have been racing for years and years and years. Just try to be calm. Try to be as calm as you can. My first race, I missed the call and ended up having to start from hot pit, so I wasn't even allowed to go on the starting grid. So yeah, you just gotta. It's nerve wracking, but you gotta calm down.
Nice. Yeah. So don't just jump on a 1100 Ducati, huh? On your first day.
No, don't do like I did. Don't buy a wrecked Ducati and put it together and then ride it for 15 minutes, then take it to the racetrack. I wouldn't recommend that.
Nice. Yeah, I rode a my dad, he got me an enduro. I had an on-road off-road Yamaha,
Nice.
and yeah, an 85 red and white. It was nice, man. Yeah, this is back in like 85. When I signed up for the military, he let me take it with me. When I showed up to my military base, it was sitting there.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I've rode several dirt bikes over the years. My last one I had was an RM 250, and I loved it, but I crashed it all the time. I was not really good at dirt bikes. I crashed way too much.
Now, are your kids riding now or just pops?
My youngest son, he's riding his dirt bike, so he's still got the training wheels on, but he is definitely wanting to ride on the track. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to putting him on a bike and putting him on the track. But he's got some time to go. He was not blessed with height, so he's still got a while to go before he gets tall enough to actually touch the ground on the bike. But he's actually made tons of progress. So I'm excited to see him get on the racetrack when that day comes.
So everybody in WERA can expect another young haul coming up in the motorcycle road racing league.
Yes, yeah, yep, exactly. Another terror.
Yeah, cool. Well, we support you in your endeavor and you racing, and we look forward to following you from here on out. Getting all your videos of your next races, and maybe we can try to even make it out to one of your races and show you some support. And let's get you back on here again for another interview.
Heck yeah, I really enjoyed this. This was great.
Yeah, we enjoy it too, brother. We appreciate you coming on. We're doing it. We're doing it for U.S. military veterans suicide prevention. That's our cause. So
Oh, really?
we're trying to. That's why we get together on this podcast. But we're trying to break the stigma for guys out there to come talk openly about mental health issues. So we hope by yeah.
Well,
We hope.
there's a team in Moto America. He's called Blackall Racing, and he was a veteran, and they do something similar to that. So I'm not sure where you live, but when like Moto America comes to track, you could actually go out there, and that would be a great person to talk to as well. He's all about veteran prevention and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd have to come out one day when he's there, and then we could link up and talk.
Yeah, definitely. There's actually a lot of veterans that race, and they do a lot of charity events, stuff like that. So it's really good. Like if you're a veteran looking for maybe an outlet, motorcycle racing is really good. It's family oriented. When you go to the track, when you show up at a track, it's very family oriented. It's very, everybody is very, very nice, polite, and willing to help no matter what. It's very nice.
It's a good pastime. Getting together, racing, eating, barbecuing, enjoying the weather, a cold drink.
Absolutely. I honestly can't think of anything better. It's the people you meet too, the friendships you make. Those are for a lifetime. You would never meet these people anywhere else, but at the racetrack, you meet them, you become good friends with them, and such is life. It just keeps on continuing and continuing and continuing. I've met so many great people that have influenced me, and I've impacted their life too. So it's really good.
Yeah, I know. I don't mind a little dirt in my mouth on a Sunday to watch
That's
some
it.
bikes. A little dirt. Hey, a little water wash down some dirt, huh?
That's right.
I had a buddy. He raced dirt bikes. He would race, and when he got done racing, I used to wait at the end of the track for him and push his bike off the track because he would be so tired. He said his hands would just be shaking from holding the bike.
Oh yeah, I believe that. You know, when braking, it's probably the hardest on your body because at Roebling, I'm doing about 180 mile an hour on the front straightaway, and then when you brake, all those G forces are just trying to throw you over the bike. So I believe it. You gotta squeeze that tank and try to keep as much pressure off your hands as possible. It's sometimes I fight with that. Sometimes I'm gripping the bars as hard as I can, and then my hands and wrists and arms are killing me.
Mm. Yeah, but I mean, your races are so fast though. Like, I mean, it's like a lot of work you put in, and then it's just a short distance, right? Like because it's so fast. You guys go so fast. It's like,
Well, don't remember how long Roebling is, but it's over 2 miles. So yeah, 6 laps of 2 miles. Yeah, they're over relatively quick. But it's definitely hard. It's especially if you're unprepared, it can be very hard. But yeah, it most times you got to think. I think there's about 14 or 15 races, sometimes more than that, in a day, and you do that 2 days for over the course of a weekend.
14 races in a weekend. Whew.
Well, in a day, and then that's just one day, and then you have Saturday and Sunday. I only compete in two of them though.
Oh, but there's a lot of races to see then during the two,
Yeah,
three
there's
days.
tons of racing. Yeah, if you just wanted to show up and watch racing, yeah, you would definitely see tons of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna come down, man, and stay a weekend.
Like yeah, it's a lot of fun. Especially like your bigger tracks, like your Road Atlantas and Barbers are a lot of fun. They're a blast.
Yeah, I have to bring a camper down there for the weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of people do. That's the way to go. Is bring a camper or your toy hauler and set up and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I know when you're out there racing though, it feels like eternity though. Like, I mean, when we watch the race, like it's fast, but when you're out there racing, it probably, feels like it's forever, huh?
Well, I guess the biggest thing for me is I I constantly talk to myself while I'm racing because if I screw up, then I'm like you know telling myself why did I screw up? Like what are you doing? Like and then I got to sometimes you just got to get out of your head because I'll get inside my head like why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Like what are you doing? Twist the throttle harder, less brakes. Like what are you doing? But yeah, it can go on for a while, but if you're having fun, like this past time at Roebling, I was having a blast, and so it was going by quick. And even in the endurance, I was having a blast, but it was going by so quick, during like a 4 hour endurance, all of a sudden, an hour's passed by, and it's like, wow, where'd the hour go?
Mm.
Prior to the Ducati. whatever.
Well, Mal Hall, it's an honor. It's a pleasure for you joining us. And we look forward to doing this again. And we appreciate you uh, supporting our veterans and racing for our entertainment and giving us something to do on the weekends. And come out and see people like you race.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And I'll salute you. We salute on this show just to show some respect. So I salute you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And God bless. And you don't mind if I say a prayer, do you? Is that okay?
No, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, dear Father, we come to you and we ask you to bless our new year. We ask you to keep Matt Hall safe during his races and let him continue to do what he does out there with his family. And we just, God, ask you to keep supporting our veterans and keeping us safe from suicide and being there, feeding us and taking care of our families and friends. Amen. All right. Well, yeah, we appreciate you, Matt Hall, and everybody. I know everybody watching does. So, and we'll get together again, and we'll do this here before your season starts or after your first race. We'll get together.
Absolutely. It was a blast. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Matt Hall.
Thank you. You have a good day.